Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Auto Terraformer Craft. Today I want to continue with the brick factory. What we now need is the crafting system in the front, which is actually larger than the whole brick and mortar making machine. And in total we need 18 mechanical arms for this, which requires 18 precision mechanisms, which are always such a pain to craft. So I actually want to get started and make a assembly line for those precision mechanisms. There's just a question, how much do we want to automate? So in order to make a precision mechanism, we need to take sterling silver ingots and turn them into sheets, which we already got a machine for. And then we need to melt down some gold, because that is something that needs to be applied to the sterling silver sheet. You actually start by giving the deployer some of the small cogwheels, then you hammer it onto the sterling silver sheet. Then I always bring it over here to the spout, then some molten gold is applied, and then I have to head back and put brass mechanisms on and do this whole process 4 times. So basically I always have to rotate here in between. I think it would definitely go too far to make silver from scratch and gold and copper and melt it down. So I guess what we really want is, a machine where we just throw in those sterling silver sheets, and then you have a deployer where the cogwheels are applied. Then we actually supply probably a tank of molten gold so that the spout wouldn't run out of, and then we just rotate the items in between those stations. Okay, probably best if you go to creative real quick and set this up. So this shouldn't be too complicated, but might be a bit bulky for all the stuff we need. So I guess we just need to put the items on the belt, then first deployer, the stuff, then spout, and then the second deployer. We also definitely need an item drain to get the molten gold in, because I don't want to like supply a whole charcoal forge. It's always a bit a problem because it needs skylight access. So I guess we can just melt the gold, put it in a vessel, and bring it over to the item drain, and then pump it into a tank. 24 buckets is actually plenty, and then you can also pump it into the spout. Okay, that would be the setup, I guess. Then here we just have hoppers, supply the deployers with cogwheels and the brass mechanisms. And then I guess we need to loop stuff back. How do we do this the best way? Okay, so we got a vault here. Put it back into the same vault. Wouldn't be too nice to have like a belt going back this way again, but yeah, let's see what we can come up with. I've never used it before, but a weighted ejector might actually be the solution here. So this is basically a springboard. You can select a destination by shift right clicking, and then you place it here, and then maybe, not entirely sure, probably the item gets stuck on the block or it phases through. I have no idea how it works. Just want to see if this would be a possibility. The item can somehow get from here into the funnel. I don't know, let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna put a sterling silver sheet in there. Okay. Then it's filled with gold. So this again. And what happens? It actually got somehow up here, but then it got stuck with the chest. I wonder, there's probably some leeway to remove the chest. See if there's a way this can actually end up where it should be. So the idea is would be then we have a filter and only output. Oh, kind of works. Almost. I don't know, let's just remove stuff. Maybe we can get it to work. So the idea is that we have a filter here and only output the unfinished precision mechanisms, and in the end only the finished ones stay in the chest. Okay. I think it actually got in there. Somehow it worked. I couldn't see it really, but... There! Okay, so those chests are in the way. It's a bit inconvenient now. Where could we put them instead? The slab roof should also be another issue. Yeah, it also gets stuck in there. When we could have a chute up here that feeds back into the chest. That's something I could try real quick. Could work, could work. Let's see. Probably the wrong trajectory. Let's give it one try. Oh, now I can't even access the chest anymore. It's probably because of the chute above, right? Yeah. Ah, that's a shame. I got it so compact, it's just getting those items back into the chest now. That would require a lot more space somehow. Unless we have another belt like there in front. That would work. Yeah, it doesn't work with the chute as well this way. Guess a hopper up here might work. I have to check in survival, but I think on the first floor we got a bit more space available. So what I actually did was I targeted this hopper with the weighted ejector. There we go. And then the trajectory somehow was correct. Okay, see it? Oh, it's not. Or was it this hopper? I kind of forgot already. Which one was it? Gonna try it again. Just hope it's something we can recreate in survival. See this? Ah, which one was it? Was it maybe even one further out? Okay, another attempt. Yeah, okay. This way it works. So then it actually lands inside of this hopper. That would be perfect. Oh my god, it is so compact. It's like too wide. This is perfect. Then I could have like the shaft going in here and there's either clutch, something like that. Yeah, that would be perfect. Hopefully we got that available space here. Okay, back in survival, there's definitely enough space here on top. There's even more room than I thought we have. Okay, just those blocks might be in the way. And we can build it here on the side. Okay, system has been built. Now I just need to provide a couple of things. It's probably too many, but I made some cogwheels. And as a last ingredient, I got 9 buckets of gold in vessels. Okay, let's bring this up. It's actually brilliant white, so it shouldn't cool off anytime soon. That much gold inside. Okay, let's fill it up. Can even... Okay, I need to click multiple times, so I need to turn this on. On. Does the pump not work? It's probably, yeah, as usual, pointing the other way. This one as well. Okay, now we go. Okay, so that's enough gold for 45 precision mechanisms. Okay, let's try it out. Belt is spinning just way quicker than in creative. Hopefully you can still see it. Didn't bother slowing this down. But I don't mind the speed. There we go. Yeah, there's also a beautiful trajectory. Let's try it in the hopper. Okay, now I actually still gotta set up the filter. Yeah, there we go. That's the precision mechanism. Now I just need to blacklist this. Deny list. Okay. And then I guess we can put in multiple. Probably also a bad idea to put in too many because those don't stack. But 32 was still fine. It was actually so satisfying to watch. I hated doing this so much. And now it goes so quick. But it's so satisfying. There we go, we got the first 5. And there we go, 45 precision mechanisms. This would have been easily like more than 15 minutes of work. Yeah, so having more precision mechanisms available made it possible to make 18 more of the mechanical arms to set up the crafting system. Hopefully everything was assigned correctly, all the filters and precision arm mode. And also, I'm not entirely sure if the mechanical crafters can actually output upwards here onto the build. Hopefully they can. Let's try to turn the system on. Still all accessible, it's quite compact, but we can get to, for example, the flux storage and the on-off switch. But it's a bit cramped in here. Okay, let's go for it. Yeah, it will be quite difficult to actually see what's going on. Here we can actually see the crafting steps. Okay. And we can't output onto the belt. Okay, why not? What we can do instead? Oh, the belt is not... Oh, that's why. It's not even hooked up. At least this one. What about the other one? That work? It's hard to tell. Ah, it looks like here it works. Just forgot to add some shafts. That should be easy fix. Just add one here. There we go. And we got rhyolite bricks. Okay. Yeah, it seems to work. The mechanical arms should be pretty busy. Almost all the time they should be filling. Yes, it's looking very good. Awesome. So we will get about 15,000 brick blocks per hour. This is quite a lot. So for any building projects, this should definitely be sufficient. Okay, things are working great, but it's just a slight issue. We produce more brick and mortar than we're using. Should have been the other way around. I mean, it's not a huge problem, it's just a tiny bit amount more we're getting here. Got a big vault, but that made me wonder what is actually different to creative. I think the crafting system's just slow. Yeah, I never really thought about it, but it's actually important how you set this up. So here, the crafting items basically make 1, 2, 3, 4 steps, then we put them out here. What if we actually put them out here at the top? So then just 1 step would be 3 steps and it would be quicker. So we're kind of losing time here. This inefficient crafting setup, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna change this real quick and see if it improves. Okay, so that's looking a lot better now. So we only have 3 steps and then the output. So in theory it should be faster. Ideally we want to output from the middle one, but I don't think that's possible. Never really looked into those crafters much. I wouldn't know how this works. There's a way to use blanks and so on, but I'm not sure if this would be helpful here. Anyway, yeah, now we have the slight issue that we're still producing more bricks than mortar. This shouldn't have happened at all, but I mean there's a bit of randomness. How many stones we're getting or lose rhyolite from breaking the blocks here. But that could explain it. I mean we got a big vault, it's just gonna even out over time hopefully. I don't think it's gonna be an issue. I mean we could in theory add some stockpile switches to observe how many bricks we got inside, and then maybe stop this part of the machine and stuff like that. But it's kind of tricky because we turn all the stone. It's actually merged now. You can't just turn off just the brick making part. But yeah, we have a big vault. There's no problem really. Ah, look at that. So I came back a couple minutes later. Now the amount of brick actually went down. So it's just gonna even out over time. Oh, this farm is actually fast. Almost 5,000 bricks already. So also wanna know the fill level of the vault, of course. So I'm gonna add a display link. It's a huge vault. This thing is actually a 3x3 vault that I made 7 blocks long. Now we have the steel now. Okay, just need to add it here and set it to line 7. Container fill level. Not entirely sure. I think in each vault you can put in 20 stacks, so we should have 180 times 7. A lot of stacks available. Let's see how much is filled. Is it 12%? Okay, so can put roughly a bit over 40,000 rhyolite bricks in there. That's a lot. That should be enough. So if building blocks and train tracks being taken care of, can definitely finish the train track line towards the big lake and maybe go even further from the seaboards further east as well. Okay, but still got a bit of time left this episode. I gotta deal with another issue. I'm really low in flux. Those are the last 2 stacks in storage. I need to get more of that stuff. I also don't have any marble cobble left. That's what I used the last time when I was really low. So that should also be empty. I need to get out and get more of that stuff. So one more time, the big mining machine that I actually want to expand. So it's an 18 by 18 or 324 drills in total. I want to go 25 by 25 because that's the range of the prospector pick. So we need 301 more drills, and already started making a lot of cast iron. Should have it by now. Actually put in a bit of igneous alloy and logs into this system here that I've got to turn on. Okay, so 320 casings will be produced, and I then just need about 1,000 igneous alloy. Now we can make those drills. Okay, that's definitely a decent size here. I also expanded the vault here to compensate for almost double the items we get now. Let's see if we can still pick this up. So already glued together. I'm not entirely sure, but it's actually the max size limit for micro contraption. So never found out about that, but looks like it still works. Try to pick it up. There we go. Always surprised that it actually works. I can actually take the train out to get to the marble stone biome, so that's the stone type we need for flux. It's the white dots around here. So this saves me a lot of river crossing actually with the horse if I just stop here and I can set up the mining machine somewhere. Might even be worth it to look with the prospector pick if you find something interesting. I'm kind of low in silver. Not entirely sure if we can find it here. Maybe graphite again? I don't know. Might be worth it to actually check. Okay, let's head out. Should still be coal in there. Now I also brought the horse in case we need to ride out a couple blocks. Oh, gypsum. That's what we got from using the sluice ones. We got 4 pieces of that. It's used to make alabaster. Yeah, why not? I mean, just dig out the gypsum vein here. That's the center point. Let's mine out the gypsum. First I'm using the big mining machine. Here we go. Oh, this is actually crazy. 625 drills now. Looks like we got the gypsum. Should have maybe placed it a couple blocks over. There's so much of that stuff. At least I assume that's here the gypsum. So move the whole machine 25 blocks over, dug down again, definitely got all the gypsum now. So we got a 50 by 25 hole in less than 5 minutes. It's actually crazy now, such a big machine. Oh, it actually says now this car contraption seems too big to pick up. Okay, this is actually not related to the size or how many chests we have. It seems like it's actually related to how much data is being used. So of course we have a lot of items in the vault now. I'm pretty sure I can get around this issue by dumping all the dirt and gravel I just mined and just keeping the loose marble because we want to turn it into flux later. That should hopefully fix it. I added a funnel with a filter, already dumped all of the dirt and now the gravel. Hopefully this fixes it. So that wasn't too bad. It took me about 15 minutes to get back and get some toolboxes, but I also brought a vault and a second minecart in case we need to store more stuff. So got a couple hundred gypsum in the toolboxes, that's all of it. I kind of doubt it's enough, but it might just be the straw that doesn't break the camel's back here. Let's see. Yes, okay, it worked. I was kind of on my way back already and I found a very large sample of silver. This is actually kind of tempting because I'm starting to run out of this stuff. I made a waypoint because if I would start mining now, we would definitely just with the normal marble rocks, we would overflow it. Unless we just drop some and let it despawn. Super tempting right now to just get some silver. Ah, why not? Oh, looks like we dug up a creeper. The pig also fell in there. Yeah, there was definitely a cave below. Okay, good sign. I can't see any silver ore. Then we must have gotten it. Okay, so I took a big part of the loose marble and put it into the vault in some chests here on top. Now I'm just gonna pick all of this up again. Oh, this is actually the one plank I need right now. Perfect. Let's get a minecart. And pick this up, and then we can hopefully pick up the rest now. I made it back home, all the items have been transferred over. So the big vault here on the mining machine is empty again. All the loose marble is in here now. I already crafted a ton of flux, but there's probably still enough loose marble in there to make another 140,000 flux. That's so much more than I've ever had before, so this should last a very long time. Okay, then, yeah, I think we're definitely now at the point where the mining machine is big enough just for item gathering. For making a perimeter, we probably want something different and larger, of course. But for just gathering some stone real quick for flux, for example, or in case I would run out of glowstone dust again, this mining machine should be, yeah, large enough. It's actually crazy how many items we got out of there. It took so long to actually drain the big vault. Okay, then, yeah, we also got 800 gypsum. We can try to make the alabaster at some point, just for reference what it looks like. So this is the alabaster brick. We just need to chisel the gypsum or put it in a barrel. So either one of those two. Then we get the raw alabaster, and then we need to, yeah, soak it, I think. Or turn it into polished alabaster first with the chisel. And then we need some liquid dye and can turn it into those kind of blocks. I mean, they look kind of neat. Definitely want to build with those at some point. But we can also make the gypsum by making limestone in the first place. What was this again? Gypsum. One raw limestone through the millstone gives you gypsum. And we can make the raw limestone, yeah, the dirt route. So we just need, what was it? Sandy loam dirt, silty loam dirt, then heat it and compact it. So we can make more of that if we want to at some point. Okay, but it's actually a lot of effort to actually color all of the alabaster because you need to make the liquid dyes and so on. So it's probably best if at some point we make some sort of a liquid dye factory where we just use the cooking pot and use it for all the concrete or the alabaster or some other blocks. That would be probably also a goal for one of the upcoming episodes. But I actually want to get back to the mob farm soon. Okay, then silver. It's also a decent amount. The vein wasn't the largest, but this should help a lot. I think I only had like 3 stacks of silver left. So, yeah, let's grind it down. This should last a very long time again. Also got a smaller update on growing fruit, making vinegar and so on. So I took some of the sugar, made rum first. And now I just harvested all the melons and apples and made a ton of vinegar. So I'm about to fill up the vinegar fluid tank here completely for the curdled milk factory. So that's something we probably never need to worry about again. So I'm just gonna open this barrel here, and then we had 60 buckets. It's almost completely filled. Also, now that I have cheese automated, I'm really eating well these days. So my HP is almost at max all the time, usually around 1500 or so. So what I'm usually eating now is a cooked beef, cheese, and garlic sandwich. So garlic is actually really good. It lasts in a vessel for almost a year. And it's the best when it comes to the vegetable value, 2.0. None of the other vegetables reaches that. And then cheese, of course, best for dairy, and beef or other meat, best for protein. Okay, the soybean would also be good, but yeah, it's just even better to actually eat beef because it just gives a higher protein value. Then just take some bread usually. Rye bread is the best. And make sandwiches out of that. And to eat fruit, sometimes I just use the bowl and make a salad. For example, just 5 apples in a salad. That fills up the fruit as well. So yeah, got up to really good value here of everything. Alright, then one thing. So I was killing some cows because they were either old or had too many bulls for the meat. But I was thinking, I should probably make actually a dedicated farm just for getting meat. And the cows probably are not the best animal for this. I mean, we get some on the side, but pigs would actually be so much better. Because a pig has, according to I think the guidebook, 1 to 10 piglins per pregnancy. So way more than I get from the cows. Also, it doesn't take as long for the pigs to grow up and so on. So I guess since the pig is really the animal you want to get just for getting meat and hide, because it doesn't have any like doesn't give wool or milk and so on. It's just for meat, and it's the best animal for that. So I guess if I'm going out the next time exploring, next episode when I build the train tracks, I'm gonna bring home some pigs, and I'm gonna have a pig farm somewhere, but actually not in a loaded area. So maybe not because it stinks, but just because of the lag. So we have like 100 pigs somewhere, and I just need to come back every so often and kill a couple of pigs, salt the meat, and put it into the barrels in the bottom. The meat actually in there lasts for 7 years if I take care of it immediately, salt it, grill it, brine it, and then pickle it. So it lasts 7 years. So it's a very long time. So there's just a couple smaller things I want to do in order to automate food even further. So cheese, I think, yeah, there's not much else I can do. I'm really satisfied with that. Then, yeah, garlic at some point at the bottom of the world, I want some sort of an automatic setup to plant seeds and harvest them again. I mean, it's okay to do it manually, but just to have it would be nicer to also automate that somehow. There's definitely the tools for the harvester and so on. I'm pretty sure we can do it, deploy it to plant seeds and so on. Yeah, then the pig farm for meat. And then, of course, so the plan would be in the long run to always eat pumpkin pie. So mostly eat the sandwiches and sometimes then a salad of pumpkin pie. Because that's by far the best source of fruit. So I guess I just need to eat like 5 of those salads with 5 pumpkin pie in there. And then the rest of the time the sandwiches and I'm at max HP. So a pumpkin pie, of course, we need to grow pumpkin dough. We can definitely get just growing rye and so on. We need it for bread anyway. And then eggs and sugar. Sugar is kind of easy. It's just growing sugar cane. And eggs, I got a lot, but I didn't bother actually getting more. So the chicken don't age because I still want to make a fully automatic chicken farm. But as you can imagine, that's actually quite a lot of effort to not have the player interact with the chickens at all, because I would need to breed chickens, then familiarize them back to 100%. Also somehow detect if it's a male or female chicken, and then always keep a certain amount of roosters around and so on to actually fully automate it. Yeah, that's gonna be actually quite tricky, but probably gonna be a whole episode or two. Really looking forward to doing that, and then if you have a fully automatic chicken or egg supply, yeah, then we're actually really good. Also for meat, chickens would also work, now that I think about it. But it would be nice to have a pig farm anyway. Okay, then yeah, that's the progress of the food situation. So next episode, definitely gonna lay the train tracks to the big lake and go even further, and also wanna get into using the schematic cannon finally. It'd be so useful if you could just design all of our stuff in creative and then just print it instead of building it again, because no Libmatica in Forge 1.18 makes it quite tricky. Example, yeah, building stuff like the brick factory here. Always had to make screenshots, like in the good old days, basically, before I was using Schematica in order to build the stuff, or memorize it as good as I can. Would be nice. So it is a schematic cannon. You can just save the stuff we do in creative and then place a cannon that we need to feed gunpowder that prints stuff for us. That would be something I want to get into next episode as well. Just with a normal project first, not something technical, just to print a structure or something like that. Okay. That's the plan for next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks so much for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.